flame, which hither ye have fought from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire.
Tucked away in the redwood forests of Monterey, California, it's one of the most exclusive and most secretive gatherings in the world. For over 150 years, an elite men's club has met here. U.S. presidents, corporate CEOs, world leaders, artists, and royalty, all part of what's known as the Bohemian Grove. It began in 1872 as the Bohemian Club, a private men's group in San Francisco, founded by journalists and actors, but over time, the guest list changed, and so did its purpose. Today, it's said to be where political deals are made, behind closed doors and far from the public eye. Every July, members retreat to a 2,700-acre campground for 2 weeks. There are no journalists, no press coverage, and for most of its history, no women allowed. Even workers have reported being banned from certain areas without explanation. The most infamous moment comes on the very first night, a ceremony known as the cremation of care. In front of a 40-foot stone owl, men in robes chant and perform a symbolic burning of human effigies. The owl, according to members, represents wisdom, but to outsiders, the scene feels more like an occult ritual. Over the years, secrecy has fueled suspicion. Some call it harmless tradition. Others see it as proof that the most powerful people on Earth meet here, away from accountability, to decide the fate of the rest of us. Eisenhower, Nixon, Reagan, and Bush have all attended, along with leaders of global banks, energy corporations, and military officials. And while the Bohemian Club insists the Grove is purely for leisure, history tells a different story. It was here, in 1942, that the plans for the Manhattan Project, the program that developed the atomic bomb, were first discussed. Whether you believe it's a harmless retreat or something more sinister, the Bohemian Grove remains a place you will never be invited to see, and perhaps that's the way they want it.
Be reverent before him. Lift up your heads, O ye free, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting spires. For behold, here is Bohemian shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house.
Secrecy isn't limited to the forests of California. In the heart of Hong Kong, there once stood a place so tightly packed. The walls were so tight the sunlight itself could barely find a way in. And yet, tens of thousands of people called it home. They called it the Kowloon Walled City, a 6.4-acre fortress of concrete and steel, and home to nearly 40,000 people. That's over 1.2 million people per square kilometer, the most densely populated place on Earth. And yet, for decades, it existed in a legal gray zone. The story begins in the 1800s, when the Qing dynasty built a fortified outpost to manage salt trade and defend against pirates. But after the British leased the surrounding land in 1898, the walled city became a strange anomaly. Chinese territory completely surrounded by British-controlled Hong Kong. Neither side wanted responsibility for it. So for decades, it was essentially left alone. With no official oversight, the walled city transformed into a haven for those who wanted to disappear. Gangsters, refugees, unlicensed doctors, and desperate families. Triads ran gambling parlors, drug dens, and brothels, while hundreds of unregistered clinics operated in cramped apartments. Even the police rarely ventured inside without backup. And when they did, they were stepping into a maze of 300 interconnected buildings, stacked so close together, that the border between homes and businesses was impossible to see. And yet, amidst the chaos, life thrived. Children played in the alleys, neighbors shared meals, shops and factories churned out food, textiles, and even toys. Buildings were stacked haphazardly, each new floor added without permits or plans. Electrical wires dangled overhead, plumbing often leaked, and fresh air was a luxury. Most corridors were lit by a single bulb, if lit at all. By the late 1980s, Kowloon had become an international symbol, not just of poverty, but of human resilience. The Hong Kong and Chinese governments finally agreed to demolish it, relocating residents and tearing it down by 1994. Today, a peaceful park stands in its place. The chaotic, lawless maze is gone. But for those who lived there, it remains a memory unlike any other. From the guarded gates of Bohemian Grove to the shadowed alleys of Kowloon, secrecy takes many forms. Some hidden in the forest, others in plain sight. But our next story shows that sometimes, secrecy isn't just about where you hide, it's about who's watching. But in Moscow, it may run directly under your feet. For decades, rumors have spread of a hidden subway system known as Metro-2, a network running parallel to Moscow's public metro, built not for commuters, but for the most powerful people in Russia. Allegedly commissioned during Stalin's reign, Metro-2 is said to connect the Kremlin to military bunkers, secret airports, and underground command centers, a lifeline for government officials in case of nuclear war. In the 1990s, a Russian journalist claimed to have seen official documents confirming Metro-2's existence. Urban explorers reported finding sealed tunnels and platforms deep beneath the city, guarded and off-limits. One urban explorer claimed they followed service tunnels deep below the city until they found a locked steel door. Moments later, the sound of footsteps echoed from the other side. They turned back. Some say Metro-2 leads to Rumenki 43, a massive underground city said to hold up to 15,000 people. Food, water, hospitals, all buried beneath Moscow, ready for the day the surface becomes unlivable. Official maps don't show it. Trains never stop there. The Russian government has never confirmed or denied Metro-2, but satellite imagery, defectors, and leaks keep the story alive, and the tunnels, if they exist, remain active and out of reach. Maybe it's still running, maybe it's abandoned, but somewhere beneath Moscow, there could be an entire city moving in the dark. November 22nd, 1987, Chicago. It's a quiet Sunday night, and WGN-TV's 9 o'clock news is running as normal. Viewers across the city are watching sports scores, when suddenly, their screens flicker. The broadcast is hijacked. For exactly 25 seconds, a strange figure fills the screen, wearing a rubber mask of Max Headroom, a fictional AI TV personality popular at the time. The voice is garbled, the speech nonsensical. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the news feed returns, confused anchor staring into the camera. But that wasn't the end. 2 hours later, during a broadcast of Doctor Who on WTTW, the hijacker struck again, this time for over a minute, rambling, laughing, even being struck on the backside with a fly swatter. Engineers at both stations scrambled to regain control of their signal, but the intruder vanished into the night. The FCC launched an investigation, yet the culprit has never been identified. Over 35 years later, the Max Headroom hijack remains one of television's most chilling, unsolved mysteries. Bohemian Grove is just one glimpse into the secrets that exist in the shadows. Hidden places, forbidden rituals, and mysteries buried deep underground. We've only scratched the surface tonight, but one thing's for sure. What happens behind closed doors doesn't always stay there forever. If this left you questioning what's really out there, don't stop here. Check out the other stories waiting on this channel, because the truth is always darker than it seems. This is Nighttype. Stay curious, and stay cautious.